Media, the main means of mass communication, especially television, radio, newspapers, cell phones, and the internet, regarded collectively. The use of media has risen significantly in the past decade, especially in teenagers. It has become a dangerous epidemic in sorts.
The vast amount of time spent consuming media makes it difficult for teenagers to focus on things that are important at this age, such as face-to-face social interaction and physical activity. This abuse of media often serves as a distraction to teenagers. For example, 11 teen drivers die each day at the fault of texting and driving. Texting while driving increases your chances of crashing 23 times. We wanted more information, so we decided to talk with someone who deals with teen media use every day. This is our interview with Associate Principal Andrew Terry at North Oldham High School.
I think there's positives and negatives to technology. I think that the positives, obviously, it's opened up the world to teenagers as far as connecting people from not just in their local area, but just all across the country, across the world. Getting information, it's right there at their fingertips, whether it's on their iPhone or an iPad or a computer. Be able to jump on there and find information pretty quickly. When you're researching or investigating, or just walking down the street and have a question about something, you can find it. So I think that's a positive. On the negative aspect, I think it definitely has some teens have become obsessed with it, and where especially the phones and getting on social media, it's really kind of, you can see where it's taken over. A lot of bullying happens that used to not happen before, but happens over social media because of the anonymity, I guess, that you have with social media. So positives and negatives to technology.
So, from that, I take that you think it is good for students to have instant access to the media on and off of the school campus.
I think that, yeah, I think that when used appropriately, the technology is a great tool, and so the key to that is, in moderation and appropriately.
All right. How have you witnessed the change in student use of technology over the past few years?
Oh goodness. Um, from smartphones is just the evolution of smartphones and what they can do. It went from the old flip phone where you just get a quick text or something out, to being able to actually have your, in essence, have a mini computer sitting in your hand. And so that evolution in and of itself, and what those phones can do and what the iPads can do, and that technology has opened up a lot of doors for kids. But again, at the same time, it's in a positive way and in a negative way.
How do you feel the media intake has changed for the average person over the past few years?
I think media, for example, I know, like, I was never a big newspaper reader anyway, or magazine reader anyway, but I get my news that I get is virtually all over my phone. Whether it's via Twitter, whether it's a news feed that's coming through. And so, I think from that standpoint, media, where you used to, have to watch the morning news or the afternoon or the late evening news, or read the newspaper when it comes out. Now you have instant access to that news because you're carrying it around in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that teenagers' access and use of technology slash media has negatively or positively affected their social development?
I definitely, I definitely see some strong negatives to it. Again, some use it more appropriately than others. So to make a wholesale statement for me is something that I don't like to do, but I definitely see where there has been a negative impact. on teens and their interaction when you walk through, maybe a cafeteria and you see 4 kids sitting at a table and all 4 of them have their phones out and are Snapchatting or, checking Twitter out or on Facebook, and instead of having a conversation with the people that are sitting at the table there. So, yeah.
Do you believe the effect is long term, and if so, how do you think that we can overcome that?
I think that it can be long term. I mean, because it's a habit building. That's the first thing that you do, the first thing that you pull out. It definitely can always be overcome. Any habit, positive or negative, can be broken. It's just dependent on the person wanting to break that habit. So, number one, you got to realize that if it's a negative thing, you got to realize that, okay, I've got a negative issue here. What am I going to do about it? And then you got to put things in your life that are going to help you kind of break those habits. So,
Do you have anything else you'd like to talk to us about media or social use of that?
I think you've asked some really good questions. I
All right.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's put that in perspective.
Yeah.
That's watching TV, watching videos, listening to music, playing video games, reading, scrolling around the internet. So it's all of that,
Okay.
but it is 9 hours a day. And for teens, it's about 6.5 hours.
To get down to the bottom of this debate, we wanted to talk to a student and see their point of view.
Ask him some questions about media. How much time do you spend consuming media daily?
I consume media. Wait, on my phone or just in general?
Media would be TV, phone, listening to music, being on social media, computers, anything like that.
Probably about 6 or 7 hours.
Do you think that this interferes with schoolwork or other activities that you might want to do instead?
Not really, because as you said, like, music counts. So like, probably 50% of the time it's just music, and it's while I'm doing things that, like extracurricular activities and studying and stuff.
Do you feel the need throughout the day to get on your cell phone?
Yes, because I have to constantly check, see if anyone's texting me or if anyone's Snapchatting me, just to keep interacting with friends and stuff.
Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about related to media?
No, unless you do.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Some of the best solutions we've found are spending time with family, spending time with friends, and playing sports.